Welcome back to Red November. We're doing a complete playthrough here of this game from Fantasy Flight. And up first, this episode is going to be the red player. So, the red gnome is here in the missile room, and we have to decide what he wants to. He has a fire extinguisher and a deactivate codes, and that's it. So I think we're going to do a little stock up for him this episode. So he's going to open up this hatch for 1 minute, so 1 minute to do that, and he's going to start collecting some equipment here. And I think he's going to collect he's going to collect let's just go right for 4 cards. He's going to collect 4 cards, so it took 4 minutes. And so card item, and you have a limit of collecting 4, just so you know. So he gets a grog for 1 item. His second one that he picks up is a crowbar. This is to use +3 to unblock hatches. The first one we've seen in the game, but it's a good item to have. And the third one is another crowbar. And the fourth one is a water pump. So he is stocked up with a ton of stuff, and that's going to be his turn. So now we have to catch up, and catching up to the marker, we have 1 event, and the event is, oh no, hand limit down to 4. So he has to get rid of, he's going to get rid of 1 crowbar and a water pump, and that's going to put him down to 4 items. So he's going to have to deactivate codes, fire extinguisher, grog, and a crowbar. And that will then catch him right up to here, and putting him on top of there. Up next will be green, and I see my battery camera is dying, so let me just refresh the battery, and we'll get right on to green's turn. Okay, fresh new battery put in. Hand limit was down to 4 because of turbulence. Now, I'm pretty sure in the last episode I dropped the pump manual for green on the floor, which I just found in between episodes. So I'm pretty sure green was supposed to have this pump manual with him. But that's going to give him 5 items, and so I'm going to get rid of the harpoon because the Kraken is not going to be coming out for a good long while. That's going to leave green with a grog, engine manual, lucky charm, and the pump manual. Pretty sure that's right. I hope it's right. If not, well, that's just the way it's going to be. Alright, green's turn, and so green is now back here. What is green going to do? Okay, so we have nothing totally in dire straits at the moment. Green could do a lot of stuff. I think green's going to try to get over to the engine room and fix the engine. Green has an engine manual, so let's go ahead and do that. We're going to open up this hatch for 1 minute, open up this one for 2 minutes, open up that one for 3 minutes to get to there. So 1, 2, 3 minutes. And I totally forgot we have a missile crisis happening, but I think either blue has the missile crisis card. So I think we're okay there. I think no problem. So we're going to get into the engine room here. Now, green is going to try to fix the engines. Green is going to use the engine manual, giving a +4 to a fix-it action for the engine. So that's 4. And we're just going to make sure it happens. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're going to go fully to 10. Reason I'm doing that, that's 10 minutes. Engines are fixed, no problem at all. We don't even have to roll the die. Okay, this is good. Now, the green player is also going to play Lucky Charm. It says discard to ignore the first 3 event icons during the update phase must be used before any event cards are drawn. So gets rid of the Lucky Charm. Now, what's this going to do for green? Well, the first event is here. We ignore it. Second event is here. We ignore it. We do get to pick up an item, though, right here. So we're going to pick up an item card. Picks up another harpoon, one he just got rid of. And this will be the 3rd event. We're also going to ignore the 3rd event because of that Lucky Charm. And now we're going to replace Ghost token with the green token. So basically, green got to fix the engines and use the Lucky Charm to ignore those 3 events that were along the way. So that was pretty darn good, I think. Alright, up next is going to be red again, because red is on top here. Red has a fire extinguisher, a crowbar, grog, and a deactivation code. So we do have a missile crisis happening, so I think red is going to move over to the missile room. So it's only going to take 1 minute to open this hatch and move into the missile room. So red is going to spend 1 minute doing that. Red is then going to use the deactivation codes. Gain a +4 to stop the missile launch. Alright. +4, so 4. We want to make sure this happens or we're going to be in big trouble. 4. So it would be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Stop it there. Red is going to need a 9 or less to stop the missile launch sequence. Rolls a 1, so no, and a 1, yes, a 1 is a 1, there's a 10 on the die. So 1, the missile launch crisis is no more. You don't have to worry about it, but we do have to worry now about things that are about to happen. So we're going to have an event here, and we're going to get a random fire breaking out. So, random fire breaking out. It breaks out in room 5. Room 5 is right here. Now when a fire breaks out, we use up some oxygen. Okay, that's the first event. We go along the track to another event. And this time we get a reactor warm-up. Increase the heat level by 1. So boy, the reactor acting up again. Continuing along the track, we get to drawing an item card. So red gets a grog. He has 2 bottles of grog now. Alright, it's okay. And next we move along to this ghost token, which is now finished. And that's it for red. So we've averted the missile crisis. We have some fires blazing. The only one with a fire extinguisher, though, is red. So I'm not sure what we're going to do there. However, it is now blue's turn. So blue is in the oxygen room. And I wonder what blue wants to do. Blue also has a water pump. So blue could pump out some water if they wanted to. Has no grog though, so blue cannot go this way because cannot go into a room with fire unless you have a fire extinguisher or you drink some grog. So blue is going to take 1 minute to open the door into this flooded room. Moving into oh, hang on. Actually, let's retro that a bit. This is a high water marker. Blue is going to spend 1 minute to open that door. And what that does is it equalizes the water between this compartment and the compartment that blue was in. So that took 1 minute to open the hatch. Water is equalized. Now blue is going to pump the water out of here. And I believe pumping water doesn't cost an extra 2-minute action because you're actually pumping the water out. If you were doing anything else in this room, it would cost you 2 extra minutes because of the water. Blue has a water pump, and it gives him a +3 to pump water. So that gives him 3. And I'm going to make sure this water is pumped out of this room. So 3, we're going to go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Should I? Yes, we're going to leave it at 8. I'll have to roll an 8 or less to pump the water out of that room. Don't roll a 9. I roll a 4. Good. So we pump the water out of that room. And that's the end of blue's turn, and we got to catch up, of course. So we're going to get an event. And we get a random fire breaking out. That's not good. A random fire breaks out in room 2. Room 2. Just where we had the water pumped out, now a fire breaks out. That's interesting. Now this gnome's not going to die because it is after the checking for a gnome dying. We're into the resolving events phase. So a fire is breaking out in that room. We continue on to the next event. Oh, and when fire breaks out, yes, the oxygen gets consumed. And now the pressure track increases by 1. So we're diving down again. Pressure track increased by 1. Blue now gets to collect an item. Blue gets a pump manual, discarding a +4 to fix the oxygen pumps. Well, that's good because we're right there. However, when a fire is blazing in a room, you can't do anything except put out the fire. So that's not particularly good. And catches up to the ghost marker, putting him right there. Okay, that was basically a turn for everyone, I think. And so we're going to do one more turn. Gonna have to do a little bit of thinking here, and we'll come right back with one more turn for each gnome. All right, continuing the panic on the submarine. All right, it is now Blue's turn. Blue is on top here. Blue is going to, what is Blue gonna do? Blue has a pump manual, fix the oxygen. You cannot fix the oxygen because there's a fire in there. So, don't really know. Can't move into a room with fire. You know what? Blue is just going to have to sit there and try to put out the fire, because we need to fix the oxygen pumps. So that's all Blue is going to do. So Blue's going to spend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, let's go right to 9. Or should we? No, we're going to go 8. I'm sorry, flipping the token all over. We're going 8. So, Blue needs an 8 or less to put out the fire. Gets a 6. The fire has been extinguished. So, Blue beat the fire out with, I guess, his coat or whatever. The fire is now out of the room. Yeah, but now we have to catch up. So, first event along the track, catching up to the ghost marker, is underwater current. Flip all low water flood tokens to their high water side. Okay, well that could be worse. There's only one low water, so this room again refloods. I guess there's a pretty hefty leak in there. However, the hatches are closed, so we're okay with that. Continuing along the trail here, we get yet another event. Overheated. All players must discard a Grog card if possible. Those who do increase their intoxication level by 1. That is not good. Well, red has a Grog, so red has to discard it and become intoxication level 2. That's bad. Green has a Grog. Green must discard it and go to intoxication level 2. But I don't think there have to be feint checks. This just increases your probability of failing a feint check later on when you do that. And of course, if you go to 4, you pass out because you've had so much grog you can't even stand anymore. Okay, that was not good, and we're on to yet another event. Oh, come on, something not so bad. A random fire breaks out, and that's not good either. Another random fire breaking out in the ship in... Oh, no, this is so bad. 2! Room 2. So the fire that Blue put out has started again. That increases the... or reduces the oxygen again by 1. That is terrible. And we get now caught up to the ghost marker, and it's going to be red's turn. And wow, we are having issues, I think is one way to put it. All right, let's go with red. Red has a fire extinguisher, which is a good thing. So if you have a fire extinguisher, you can move into a room with flame. So we're going to do that. We're going to open this hatch and move in here. That's 1 minute. And we're going to open this hatch and move in here. I don't think you have to stop in a room with flame. But let me just double check the rule on that and see. So that, the way it's looking right now is 2 minutes for him to get to this room. If you can just pass through that. Let me check the rule. All right, so my interpretation of the rules is the only action you can take in a room on fire is to extinguish the fire. But he's not taking an action, he's just moving. So you can move into a room on fire if you have a fire extinguisher, and there's nothing in the rules that says you must stop movement once you enter a room on fire. So he's just running through this room on fire with the fire extinguisher over to the oxygen pump room with the fire extinguisher. Now he will take his action, and the only action he can take on a room on fire, of course, is to put out the fire. And so that took him 2 minutes to get there, 2 minutes, and now he's going to use the fire extinguisher, which gives him a +3 to extinguish a fire action. So he is going to try to put out that fire. He desperately needs to put out the fire. 3, so it's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8... 8, wow. 8, 8, 8. What's he going to do? Leave it at 8, or do you think we should go to 10? I think he's going to... take... He's going to leave it at 8. He's going to try to put the fire out. He needs an 8 or less. He gets a 7. Oh, wow. I was a little tense there for a second, but we managed to put out the fire. So that's good. That's 2 fires put out in that room. But yeah, now we have the unfortunate task of catching up the ghost marker. And was I moving? Yes, I was moving the wrong token. That's not good. So that was basically back here. 2 minutes and then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So to use an 8, we had to go here. So my bad, moving the wrong token. Trying to keep things in the same order you should be. Alright, so now the token is going to catch up. Sorry about that. And we get an event, and we get a fast descent. Advance the pressure track by 2. Things are going downhill quickly. So that's 2. That is bad. We're getting close to being rescued though. So, but we do get another event here. And oh man, we get another random fire breaking out. Please do not be room number 2. Room number 5. 5 already has a fire in it, so you don't add another token. However, unfortunately, we have to use 1 on the asphyxiation track. The oxygen gets used up. Now, if we ever repair the oxygen room, it can only go back to that star, making it more perilous. All right, up next is another event. Oh boy, they just keep piling up. And now we get a blocked hatch. Active player blocks a random hatch at a random room. All right, which room is going to have a blocked hatch? Room number 1. Oh no. All right, room number 1, the only hatch left that's not blocked will be that one. So now green is kind of trapped in the engine room with a harpoon and a pump manual. Okay, that's unfortunately not what we wanted to happen. So now red catches up to the ghost marker, and the final turn of the game, or for this episode today, is going to be green. Wow. Okay, that didn't go the way I wanted it, but hey, what do you do? All right, I think green's only... They can't move because you cannot move through a blocked hatch. So green has to try to unblock this hatch. He's going to unblock the one between 1 and 2 here. He's going to make the attempt. He doesn't have a crowbar or anything, so it's just going to be a straight number of minutes to try to unblock. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's go 8. No fooling around. He's working on that hatch to unblock it. We really need to unblock this hatch. Rolls a 9. Oh no. Oh boy. He does not unblock the hatch. That is bad. All right, let's have the green marker catch up. We're going to have an event. Oh, this is just going badly. It says a fire starts in a room next to a room that is already on. It already has a fire token. So basically green has to decide where to put another fire. And I think this is pretty obvious. We're going to go next to the grog room here, and we're going to go into room number 9. Nothing really there except an escape hatch. However, yes, asphyxiation level goes up 1. Getting perilously close to dying from asphyxiation. And yep, along we go to another event. Oh boy, I don't want... Oh, you gotta be kidding me. 2 of these in a row. Fire spreads again. Now we have to decide where... Oh, this is so awful. Fire spreads again, eh? Well, I don't know. Let's... I think we've had a lot of missile crisis. Let's put the fire in the missile room adjacent here. Wow, this is bad. And you can't have fire spread to a water room, just so you know. And if there's no valid place for the fire to spread, it just doesn't spread. But yes, indeed, we use up more oxygen. Ooh, this is getting very bad. Now we move over to here. It's bad, then good. So the bad part is we have another... Oh, no. We have a random fire breaking out. Oh, our oxygen is just going away. All right, random fire in room 5. Well, boy, room 5 is really blazing. It's already on fire, so we don't add another token. However, we do use up the oxygen. And guess what? If we get 1 more tick on the oxygen or asphyxiation chart, we run out of oxygen and we die. However, we do have one good thing here. and that is we get to collect an item. So green gets to collect a crowbar. Well, that's good, because that's going to help green open up the door next time. All right, and green is going to catch up, and we're going to reset. And so, wow, the ship is ablazing. We are getting pretty darn close to either winning or losing. I think next episode is going to be it. So we're going to see if the gnomes can survive, or survive till rescue, or whether they're toast. And they might literally be toast, because they might burn to death with all these fires going on. All right, well, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for subscribing if you do, and liking the videos as well. I hope you're enjoying this. It's like I said, a relatively quick, very fun sort of cooperative beer and pretzel kind of game. If you can get a group of people together, and it plays up to 8, so you can have 8 gnomes running around crazily, but things can go downhill very quickly, or they can, you might manage to win. I don't know at this point how I'm going to do. Red is up next. Red does not have any items to help him fix the oxygen pump. However, Red can spend 10 minutes and just make sure it's fixed, because if we lose our oxygen, we're going to die. Alrighty, I don't know what we're going to do next episode, but we're going to finish it off the series for sure. Alright, so once again, thanks so much for watching along. Join me next time for the continuation of Red November.